The inheritance that shattered the facade ***. The air crackled with deceit as the lawyer's voice sliced through the quiet. At my grandfather's will reading, my parents' eyes gleamed while my sister, Nora, clutched a $15 million check. They turned to me, their smiles cold. Time to carve your own path, Mara. I didn't waver. I fixed my gaze on the oak table, my pulse a silent riot. Then a man in a navy suit stood, holding a yellowed envelope scrawled with my grandfather's sharp script. One final matter, he said. My mother's lips twitched. My father's knuckles whitened. Nora's stare burned. That envelope was a spark, igniting a truth that would unravel their carefully spun lies. It led me back to my grandfather's orchard in coastal Georgia, a place I hadn't touched since his death 2 years prior. The orchard was a ghost of itself, gnarled peach trees, the hum of bees, the creak of a weathered swing. But as my boots crunched the sandy path, it felt like trespassing. The wind chimes, once a lullaby of summer dusk, now clanged like alarms. I paused at the farmhouse door, paint flaking like forgotten promises. It swung open, and my grandmother's voice cut sharp. Mara. About time. Her eyes were flint, arms barred across her chest. I searched for softness, found none. They said you cut us off, she spat. New life, new priorities. That's a lie, I said, voice tight. I came last summer. Nora told me you were away. Grandma's face hardened. We never left. She thrust a worn ledger at me, my grandfather's angular handwriting inside. A phone number, not mine. They said you changed it. Said you wanted distance. My chest nodded. They blocked me, Grandma. Kept me from you. She sank onto a faded couch, hands trembling. The memorial, she murmured. They said you skipped it. I swallowed hard. They told me it was at 3 p.m. The chapel was empty. Her eyes widened. It was at 11. The silence stung, heavy with betrayal. We sat, her fingers gripping mine, the truth a raw wound. The mantel clock thudded. Outside, wind shook the shutters. Grandma rose, eyes blazing. I'm calling them. She dialed the old rotary phone, each click a judgment. Ellen, David, Nora. Here. Now. No excuses. She hung up and faced me. The lawyer's coming. Your grandfather left orders, read only with all present. They arrived within the hour. My mother's voice was syrup, this old place never changes. My father's was clipped, this should have been finalized. Nora's huff was sharp, what's the rush? Grandma's tone was ice, sit. Mr. Vance is reading Arthur's final terms. I lingered in the kitchen, tracing the cedar table where Grandpa taught me to map root systems. Footsteps. The door creaked. Mara, come in, Grandma called. I entered the living room. 3 faces froze, shocked, fraying. My mother's smile cracked. My father loosened his cufflinks. Nora paled. I sat, unyielding, as Mr. Vance opened a sealed folder. Arthur J. Hargrove's last will. To Grandma, he left the orchard and funds for her care. To me, the Hargrove Agricultural Center, a research hub with labs, patents, and grants. To Nora and me, he split his remaining assets evenly. Nora surged up, voice raw. You promised me everything, she hissed at our parents. Said if I played nice, it was mine. Vance raised a hand. There's a letter for Mara, to be read aloud. He unfolded it, Grandpa's words a quiet storm. Mara, you saw what others missed, asked questions they ignored. They tried to dim you, but you shone fiercer. My mother's breath caught. Nora stared at her shoes. I saw them dismiss your spark, praise Nora's polish. You were my pride. Tears pricked, but I let them fall. The center is yours, a place to build without their chains. Silence choked the room. My father muttered, Mara, don't dredge up old wounds. I snapped, no, this is the moment. You made me feel like a flaw. Grandpa saw me. Nora scoffed, I earned my place. I held her gaze. You performed. I was erased. You fed them a fake number, said I didn't care. Grandma stood, voice like a blade. You lied to us all. Get out. Nora's boots stormed out, my parents trailing, muttering about appeals. The door shut. Final. Outside, the orchard air bit my skin. I stood by the peach tree where Grandpa and I studied soil. He'd seen me when no one else did. The center was more than a gift, it was liberation. Months later, I turned a rustic barn into a research haven. Gleaming labs, alive with ideas. I hired 2 colleagues, Lena and Theo, and we built drought-tolerant crops, youth programs for kids like me, quiet, curious, unseen. We called it the Seedlings Project. A boy, Eli, showed me his shaky notes on pollination. You read it? He asked, awed. I nodded. Always. Years later, Nora emailed, asking to visit the center. She arrived, subdued, no heels, no polish. He always knew you, she said, eyeing Grandpa's portrait. I showed her the labs, the greenhouses, the kids' plots. She lingered at the community garden, watching families harvest. I don't expect absolution, she murmured. I said nothing. She volunteers now, teaching kids to pitch ideas. No apology, but her presence is enough. Not sisters, not yet, but something real. 6 years later, the center thrives. Our seeds feed thousands. Partnerships span continents. Grandpa's compass rests on my desk, catching dawn's light. Grandma lives with me now, her story's a morning ritual. At night, I walk to the orchard's edge, to the bench Grandpa carved. The stars shine, real and bright. His voice hums in the breeze, *, keep asking why, Mara. The world will listen, *, and it does.